I was working a shift at Dave & Buster's when a customer handed me a $100 tip. I was 19 when my dad suggested that I work at Dave & Buster's. He's the CEO, so at first I was hesitant. I didn't want to be the girl who works at her daddy's company, but then car payments started adding up, and nowhere else was hiring, so I took the minimum wage job and got to work. Well, I was 1 month into the job when a table full of customers offered me a $100 tip. I should have known it was too good to be true. It was a group of men surrounding an arcade machine, and they all reeked of whiskey, but I was 19 and naive, so I took the $100 tip. The man who handed me the money, Finn, looked me up and down. "Just make sure you take real good care of us tonight, you know, so we get our money's worth." A cold disgust filled my body, but I ignored it and just said okay before running off and seeing if any other customer wanted food. That's when things started getting worse. About 10 minutes later, Finn waved me over aggressively. "Hey, hello, get over here. We need drinks." When I approached their table, he grabbed my arm, not hard enough to hurt, but firm enough to make me uncomfortable. Another server came over to us earlier, so I wanted to make something very clear. From now on, I want you to be the only one serving us. I don't want to see any other waitress near our table. That's when my work friend came over to bring their appetizers, but Finn literally blocked her path with his arms out. "Hello? Did you hear what I said? We don't want you, we want her." He pointed at me like I was property. For the next hour, I couldn't escape them. Every single time I tried to check on other tables, Finn would whistle at me like I was a dog. "Get back here, we need you." He'd make me stand there while they played arcade games, commenting on everything about me. "Look at you in that little uniform vest. I bet you feel really important, huh? Bringing people their chicken wings? Well, newsflash, you're not." That was the first time in my life that I wished I owned a gun to shoot him with. Meanwhile, his chopped friends laughed like it was the funniest thing they'd ever heard. Other customers were starting to notice, but nobody said anything. Nobody ever does. Then they started getting explicit. Finn looked at his friends and said loud enough for half the restaurant to hear, "Look at her legs in those jeans. I bet she picked this shift hoping for tips from hot guys like us." One of his friends added, "With a body like that, she doesn't need college. She could definitely do OF." I thought if the bouncer saw what was happening, he'd definitely do something. So I tried to make eye contact with him because he was standing 10 feet away. But as soon as he saw what was happening, he looked away like he didn't even care. It took everything in me to blink back my tears and not cry. That's when Finn grabbed my wrist, hard. "You better not be thinking of going anyway. We own you tonight, remember?" He waved another $100 bill in my face. "Matter of fact, if you dance for us and I'll add another $100 bill to the tip." His friends started chanting "dance, dance, dance" while banging on the table. That's when it happened. My dad, the CEO of Dave & Buster's, walked through the main floor. He was doing his usual check-in, greeting staff, making sure everything was running smoothly. Then he looked over at me, standing beside a group of men who were harassing me to no end. And I guess I must have looked pretty traumatized because his expression immediately changed to anger. He walked straight toward me. I watched his jaw tighten as he observed Finn and his pedo patrol for a moment. He turned to face them and said, "Gentlemen, you need to leave." Finn didn't even look up from his drink. "We're paying customers, Grandpa. Mind your business." "No," my dad said, his voice steady. "The girl who you've been harassing is my daughter." Finn finally looked up and laughed. "Your daughter? Did Daddy come to save his little minimum wage princess?" He was mocking my dad. My dad pulled out his phone with a grin. I instantly knew he had something up his sleeve. "Wait, I think I recognize you. You're Finn Gumball, head of